Power, loyalty, betrayal, and a black hat blowing through the woods that started it all. In 1990, Joel and Ethan Coen released a gangster epic so dense audiences walked out confused, and critics walked out stunned. It was called Miller's Crossing. It bombed, buried by Goodfellas, The Godfather Part 3, and half a dozen other crime films the same season. For years it drifted in the shadows. Then people started finding it, rewatching it, obsessing over it. Today it's considered one of the greatest crime films ever made. Here are the most mind-blowing facts plus 2 bonus reveals about Miller's Crossing.
Johnny, you're exactly as big as I let you be and no bigger, and don't forget it ever.
That's right, Leo. You're the big shot around here, and I'm just some schnook likes to get slapped around.
Twist a pig's ear, watch him squeal.
The Coens didn't begin with a story or a script. They started with a single image: men in overcoats and fedoras standing in a forest. That incongruity was everything. The plot, the betrayals, the entire world was built around it. That image became the opening credits, and it remains one of the most beautiful shots in their filmography. Halfway through the writing, the Coens hit a wall so hard they walked away entirely. In 3 weeks, they wrote a completely different film, Barton Fink, a movie about a writer paralyzed by writer's block. The film that rescued them from their own writer's block is literally about writer's block. That's either genius or the most Coen Brothers thing that's ever happened. When the Coens returned and finished it, they quietly embedded Barton Fink into the film. Tom Reagan's building is called the Barton Arms. A newspaper headline reads, 7 Dead in Hotel Fire, a direct reference to the Barton Fink climax. 2 films, one hidden inside the other. The Coens were offered Batman. They said no. They were building Miller's Crossing and had no interest in a superhero blockbuster. Tim Burton made it and had one of the biggest hits in 1989. The Coens made a film that lost money. Looking back, it's hard to argue they were wrong.
Hello, Bernie. Hello, Tom. What's the rumpus?
Of all the filmmakers working today, Joel and Ethan Coen may be among the most distinct.
Leo was written for Trey Wilson, Nathan Arizona from Raising Arizona. 2 weeks before shooting, Wilson died from a cerebral hemorrhage at 40. Albert Finney stepped in without a single line written. The Coens later said they couldn't imagine anyone but Finney. Sometimes tragedy delivers an unexpected masterpiece.
You sure it's Byrne selling you out?
Gabriel Byrne, a native Irishman playing the right hand of an Irish mob boss, was told not to use his accent. Byrne felt that the dialogue's rhythm was too naturally Irish to flatten. He made them hear both versions. They changed their minds immediately. Both Byrne and Finney played Irish, a choice the directors resisted until their lead talked them out of it.
I think one of the problems for reviewers was because it was so different and because it was so unique and so original that they found it very difficult to place. I think reviewers like to place movies in boxes and put tags on them and so forth. But in almost every aspect of this movie, you cannot put a label or a tag. Nothing, as they say in the movie, is what it seems. Everything is upside down. And I must say, when I read the script first of all, I thought it was a comedy. I was amazed to see at the completed film the level of darkness that exists below the comedy.
The role of Verna went to Marcia Gay Harden, then largely unknown. Julia Roberts, Demi Moore, and Jennifer Jason Leigh all auditioned before her. All 3 lost. Harden walked into one of the most competitive auditions of the year and beat all of them.
Believe me, he already thinks you're the original Miss Jesus.
What the hell's the matter with you?
What's the matter with you? Afraid people might get the right idea?
Leo's got the right idea. I like him. He's honest and he's got a heart.
And it's true what they say, opposites attract.
Do me a favor, mind your own business.
This is my business.
Marcia Gay Harden told Joe Polito that Byrne was cold and distant toward her on set, and she didn't understand why. Polito believed Byrne was staying in character between the takes. Whether intentional or not, it was affecting her. On screen, that fractured tension feels completely real, because in a way, it was. John Polito originally cast as the cold enforcer Eddie Dane. He hated it and campaigned hard for Johnny Caspar instead. Producers resisted. Polito pushed harder and won. Caspar became one of the most memorable performances in the film. The role he fought to avoid has been largely forgotten. The one he fought for made him iconic.
Exposition.
I want everybody to be friends. When I do this, you're friends with Lazard, he's friends with you, you're friends with me.
Steve Buscemi got the role of Mink for a single reason. He could speak faster than anyone who auditioned. It was his first collaboration with the Coens, a partnership that ran through Fargo and The Big Lebowski. One physical ability launched one of the great actor-director relationships of the decade.
Oh, Tom, what's the rumpus?
Mink?
See, you got your hat back.
Yeah, whatever.
Not a thing, Tom. Look, if it ain't my business, I got not a thing to say. Listen, Bernie wants to see what's important.
Yeah, well, I'm right here. I'm not made of glass.
Yeah, but he's nervous walking around in public, Tom. He's the right guy, but he's very nervous. I mean, who wouldn't be?
Look, Mink.
I mean, the spot he's in, who wouldn't be? He asked me to ask you to ask Leo to take care of him. You know, put in a good word with Leo. Leo listens to you. Not that Leo wouldn't help the Shimada anyway. A guy like Bernie, a square G like the Shimada, a straight shooter like him.
I don't get it, Mink.
Eddie Dane was originally written for Peter Stormare as a character called the Swede. Stormare was a Broadway playing Hamlet and had to pass. The Coens rewrote the role, changed the nationality, changed the name. The Swede became the Dane. Stormare later worked with the Coens on Fargo and The Big Lebowski. Shakespeare cost him his role. History gave him two better ones. Carter Burwell was asked to write a full orchestra score with no orchestral experience. He studied from scratch, while the film shot around him. The result, a haunting Irish score carrying all the emotional weight the characters refused to show, is now considered one of the great film scores of its era. He still doesn't know why they trusted him. The main theme, based on the Irish ballad Lament for the Limerick, wasn't found by the composer. Gabriel Byrne suggested it during pre-production. The Coens had already chosen Danny Boy, but Byrne's suggestion became Burl's entire foundation. The actor didn't just perform the film, he helped compose its heart. Barry Sonnenfeld had such a good time making Miller's Crossing that he married his wife Susan at the wrap party on a riverboat on the Mississippi in New Orleans. He calls it his favorite Coen collaboration, not because it was demanding, but because it wasn't. The most joyful set of his career ended with a wedding. Miller's Crossing opened September 1990. Goodfellas had detonated 2 weeks before. De Niro, Liotta, one of the most celebrated crime films in history. The Coens had no major stars, a crowded season, a plot too dense for casual viewers. The film made $5 million against a $10 million budget. Buried alive.
Jesus, Tom.
Critics adored it. Time later named it one of the 100 greatest films in the magazine's history. CinemaScore audiences gave it a C-, one of the lowest scores ever recorded for a film of its critical standing. When asked to explain, Ethan Coen said simply, "Perhaps the story's too difficult to follow." The film that lost money and earned a C- now sits among the greatest crime films ever made. Time's Top 100. The Guardian's Top 25. A Criterion restoration. People who find it return obsessively for years. History made it a masterpiece. It just took a while for history to notice. Miller's Crossing. The fog, shrouded forest at the heart of the film, takes its name from Michael R. Miller, the film's editor. The Coens named their most haunting location after the man cutting it together. Miller's name is now permanently inside one of the great American films. Tom Regan's black hat, blowing through the forest, lost and recovered and lost again, is one of the most analyzed symbols in modern cinema. When Ethan Coen was asked directly what it represents, his answer? Doesn't represent anything. It's just a hat blown by the wind. The most discussed symbol in the film was never a symbol at all. Or maybe that's exactly what they'd say.
Always put one in the brain.
Which fact completely changed the way you see the film? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. Keep watching, keep feeling, and never stop chasing the magic of cinema. I'll catch you in the next one.